Hello everyone, this is Colin on the ASCA League channel, and here we are for the Pennzoil Pro Series. We are in the double digits now at race 10, and we're coming here to Dover International Speedway. This track is known for some great racing, and at this concrete mile, we never know what's going to happen here, and it could be the changing point in the chase because we are down to only 6 races left before we get into the championship final 20. You saw the point standings on the board. Jay Durrell currently leads 35 points over Jay Barker, and currently it looks like that the 43 may take the first part of the season again and lead it going into the chase. Here is the starting lineup with Jay Durrell on the pole and Ryan Dunn on his outside. Row 2, Cody Russell and Daniel Maxwell, very nice starting spot for him in the 4 car. Row 3 as Nikita Rizkov and Eric Willis trying to regain that points lead after losing it earlier in the season. Row 4, Webster Zygaard and Jack Newman for National Racing. Row 5, Zach Komoski and Nick Purcell, both drivers who want to make the chase, however currently are not in it. Row 6, Michael Jones and Derek Petrie, both are pretty much snug inside the chase. Row 7, Allison Davidson, an awesome starting spot for her, as well as Tyler Selspin on her outside. Row 8, Brian Lenning and Kyle Collins in the 83 car. Row 9, Kyle Singer, the Canadian, and Daniel Voiles trying to get another win to his resume. Row 10, Jose Vaquez and Aaron Lukes has been making a steady climb through the points. Row 11, Dion Scott trying to increase his Rookie of the Year point count, and Rick Witt, the 68. Row 12, Brian Boone, 2-time winner, and Sam Rogers. Row 13, Ryan Kendall and Arsha Sane, both drivers trying to make the chase. Row 14, Blaine Keys and Jesse Dalton in the 09. Row 15, Matthew Brown and Carson Scott making it both night racing cars in the field. Row 16, Brock McLaughlin and Nicholas Samudio, the single car team. Row 17, Jay Barker starting way back in the field and Addison Steinbach on his outside. Row 18, Jack Porkins driving the 52 this week and Cole Baker on his outside. Row 19, Martinsville winner Cesar Chavez and Zach Cars in the ASCA Racing Toyota. In row 20, Joseph Strigley, Tony Green in the 44, in the final row, William Brock and Ruby Easton. Here are the people that did not qualify for the race. We are just about set to get this race underway. Pace car is off, and we are green. Green is in the air. We are racing at the concrete mile. Out of turn 4, Jay Durrell is going to get the jump, and Russell is going to fall into second. Ryan Dunn into third as the 43 comes off the corner. This race, 2 years ago, Jay Durrell was in the wall in that first lap. However, this week he leads the race. Webster Zygaard for Big Motorsports has been he's been the quickest car all weekend long, as he's kind of been the dominator at practices. He's always been able to finish on top of practice results. However, races he still hasn't been able to come through and get a win yet. And Michael Jones, you see behind him, was running second in practice. So those two drivers to look out for when it comes to winning this race. Blaine Keys, we're looking at him. This is last week's winner. He won at Talladega in this 60 car. Oh, we got a car in the wall, and it's the 02 Carson Scott involved. Zach Cars and Addison Steinbach is going to get in it late. And the Moog 02 car is going to take a spin, but it does not look like there was much damage. Zach Carr's a bit of front hood damage, but I don't see much more than that. And it looks like, as we see in the replay, Jesse Dalton, his teammate's going to get in the wall, and no place for Carson Scott to go. You see as Carson tries to straighten the car out, he just runs into Steinbach, who's been having a dismal week all week long. And it's not going to end well for him today as he slips further back in the field. Oh, and a problem coming off of pit road. And this was after pit road. Blaine Keys, we were just talking about him, and a huge amount of damage for the 18 of Jose Vaquez and others involved. I believe that was Zach Komoski, who had his hood all torn up. Komoski, yes it is. And we see he's going to run it. That's a bizarre incident, and it looked like the 60 and the 96 were fighting for space, and you see race control is calling them to the hauler after the race, and I am not surprised because that was just pretty much like a stalemate trying to come off of pit road. They didn't know who went where and who won the race off pit road. Very peculiar, and it's going to take out a couple really good drivers, so unfortunate events come off of pit road. Anyways, the restart will lead with the 12 car of Webster Zygarde, and he will get the good jump off the corner. Brian Lenning in second. Those two drivers had really good pit stop, as they managed to gain at least 5 positions on the rest of the field. You see Jay Durrell has fallen back to third. Now Cody Russell is taking over the third position now. You see Jay Bark on the number 2 car for National Racing. He is currently running second in points. However, the problem is he is 35 points behind Jay Durrell. And seeing as Jay is running up inside the top 5 and he is running outside the top 25, this is not going to be a good points day if Jay stays back here. The Simcad Chevy was hoping for a better weekend, but so far it hasn't gone well from the start for that team. Zygarde, though, continues to lead. However, it's been speculated that this 12 car, Zygarde may not be returning to it. We are not sure yet, but the rumor has it that it may be becoming a single car team again. There has been a lot of breaking up within the team since they have 2 separate owners. However, his teammate Cody Russell is going to challenge the spot from behind. Russell's been one of the long-standing team members of this team. Originated in Minnesota Motorsports before combining with ASCA Racing, became what is now known today as Big Motorsports. And it looks like we have a caution on the track just as this battle is heating up. And it'll be our second accident of the day. And it looks like it involves Sam Rogers in the TSW Toyota. That's not what Sam needed, as he's been actually sliding down the points as well in the past few weeks. We're going to look at William Brock in the 15, he's going to blow a tire going down the front stretch, and I'm not exactly sure where the wreck happened, though. I didn't get a good shot of it. We're looking at Ruby Easton. Oh, no, I don't think the 73 realized what was going on. His spotter must not have told him it, and he just ran right into the back of the 27 car and got the worst of it. Easton, nothing wrong there, just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And green flag is back out, this time for Cody Russell as he leads the field. Webster Zygarde, completely opposite of what happened last pit stop. He's going to lose 5 spots as you see him back in 6th. But however, Nikita Rizkov got a really good pit stop. Oh, and what's going on? The 77 is taking his car down to pit road. And disaster for the 77. He was your leader, but now has fallen to the tail end of the field and possibly a lap down as he comes down pit road. No penalties, so I believe we're reporting a loose wheel in the 77, and that is disastrous for that team. They were having such a good run too, and it's not going to end up that way if he goes a lap down. We're looking at the back of the 16 cars. He leads the race. Last year's runner-up for the Rookie of the Year, currently running out front. Oh, and more accidents! The big one down the backstretch, at least 7 cars involved. Oh, and a huge hit for Joseph Strigley into the front end of William Brock. Eric Willis will escape with some back-end damage. However, I believe we at least have a few cars dropping out of the race after this one. Here is a replay, and it looks like Cesar Chavez got really loose off the corner and just slid up into the car on the outside. I cannot remember who that was. I believe it might have been Michael Jones. We're going to take an onboard look from Jones here in a second. And no, that was Willis that he's going to slide up into, and Michael Jones is nowhere to go. Derek Petrie you see also involved, and other cars piling in towards the front of this. We see Joseph Wrigley. We're going to see how he gets turned. And oh man, Voil's trying to avoid it, going to slide up into Srigley, and Srigley right hammers the front end of the 15 car. A huge impact, but both of the drivers were able to get out of their cars under their own power. So grateful to see that. However, we are going to see something very strange. The whole front of the field is going to come down pit road, but as you saw just at the top frame of that shot, the entire back half of the field stayed out and are playing the pit strategy game. It's almost like the entire back half of the field said, hey, let's try to go for it. And leading the field you see is Arsh Hossain. Hossain needs a good run, but it's not... Oh, what's going on? And now the 9 cars dropping out. He's going down pit road. Now I saw a lot of back end damage and it did not look repaired. That could be the reason why. And he didn't come down pit road, so I don't know why he'd be coming down pit road, but he just surrendered the lead. Yeah, and there's parts dropping off that car. That is most likely the reason why. we're going to look back in the field. The 16 car of Nikita Rizkov was the first car to come off pit road, but you see how far back he is in the running order. Rick Witt actually has passed him now, as he took 2 tires under that pit stop, and it got him out second. You see Jay Barker also, if those cars weren't in front of them, he'd be running third. However, give it up for Jack Porkins, currently on top of the board. Who'd have thought this was coming? And as you see in the top right-hand side, the 52, 21, and 51 occupy the front 3 spots. 2 rookies and a driver, well, you could consider a low-grade team, but DW Motorsports has tried to pride themselves to be at least a middle-class team. But Dion Scott trying to make his way into the series and be the 2nd Rookie of the Year for Double T Motorsports. He's currently running 3rd, and since he's been on such a slope downwards, this will be a good race for him if he can finish it out well. We are halfway through the race here as we see Jack Porkins trying to hold off the 21 car. Obviously, the experience kicking in. A little bit of a scuff back there on the back stretch. We're going to have to see what that was. But as you see the running order go through, at least 8 drivers out, I believe, out of the race, whether it's due to the 3rd accident or the collision on pit road. Obviously, this is what actually happened with the 4 and the 78. And it looks like that was a great save, I must say, by the 4 car, but the 78 got a little loose, just like we saw the 08-03 of Cesar Chavez, and got up into the 4 car. Anyways, the battle up front is not over as you see Jack Porkins lose the lead when it comes to the lap car of Cesar Chavez, and now Matthew Brown stuck behind him a little bit. Cesar is not being a good back marker. They got an opportunity here. Dion will take it. And now from 3rd to 1st, it looks like, unless Matthew Brown can hold on the outside. Brown, can he try to make the outside work? No, but Cesar Chavez is going to blend up the track, and Dion Scott's going to be able to go by. Jack Porkins now looking to try to get right back to the lead, and this is exactly the experience the 52 driver needs, as he is expected to move up to the Pennzoil Pro Series next season. You see the 51 car now coming down pit road. This is official, green flag pit stops. However, you see the 43 also coming down. Every single driver came down within 3 laps, so the drivers that pit the first time and got behind all these other drivers that didn't pit really didn't gain anything, actually. So it's pretty much evened out now, and Jack Porkins is your official leader as it stands right now. And for drivers like Jay Durrell, as we see here, and Webster Zygarde, these cars, their only hope is that, like, we see a caution and they can show how good their cars are compared to the other cars at front. Because with the lead they've gained, it's going to be hard for these guys to run them down within 30 laps. Kyle Singer, you see, has been also posting some pretty quick lap times, so if he can get a caution, we may see these cars really run down the front 4 or so. Kyle Singer, Webster Zygarde, and Jay Durrell are inside the top 10, but at the very end of it. Addison Steinbach, though, I don't think any of you realized, Steinbach was last at a point, and that in fact happened to be where he was caught up in the wreck with Carson Scott. We'll talk about a recovery as Steinbach is going to go by the 52 of Jack Porkins. Now Addison Steinbach will take the lead. Crazy stuff. Whoa, and the 52 slides down the track. That was contact with the lap car of Brian Lenning. And wow, that was an incredible save, but the 52 will keep going on. The 41 at Cole Baker, he is currently running 4th back there, trying to gain another spot. As for Addison Steinbach, with 8 laps to go, fuel may be coming into play. Addison Steinbach has radioed to his crew, how good are we to make it to the end? And they said, we do not know, we might have to pit. So that is definitely disconcerting for the 23 crew. The 51 said they're going to try to make it, though. So Dion Scott possibly looking for his first win. Also, Cole Baker, you see back here in the 41, he's running 4th. He's gone by the 52 of Jack Porkins. And no, with 5 to go, it looks like Addison Steinbach will surrender the lead along with Cole Baker. Both of those cars come down. Daniel Voiles and Tony Green also come down. So that takes about a half of the competition away from the 43, 11, and the 12. The 12 actually has come down pit road, excuse me. Now with 3 to go, it looks like Who is that? That is Jack Porkins. So Porkins has come down. He will not be able to make it. And some drivers that we thought could make it, Jay Barker and Ryan Kendall, they were running good races as well. And here we go, the 51 and the 21. The top two have come down pit road. And now out front, it is the 43 and the 11. And this is it with 2 laps to go. Will they make it? Cody Russell, a lap car in front of him. Jay Durrell is slowing. He is going to come down pit road. Now Singer is going to try to stretch it out. And we saw skid marks. This is the reason Jones is going to have a problem with Daniel Maxwell. The second time Maxwell was collected in an incident that did not result in a caution. However, as we resume the race, the 11 car out front, he just needs to make it around one more time. He hasn't won since 2 years ago in Season 1 at Phoenix, race 23 in the chase. But it looks like Kyle Singer will break his winless streak, and he will get back to victory lane. Checkered flag for the VFW Chevrolet and the 11 team. Kyle Singer will go to victory lane, and that is exactly what he wanted to see. He had a fast car there at the end, and the fuel managed to stick it out for him. How about Aaron Lukes and Brian Boone coming home second and third? Wow, and we thought the running order was already shuffled. Well, it's shuffled right back in the favor of some of the big teams. And we see Kyle Singer going to victory lane. I thought we were going to see someone like Jack Porkins win, and that would have been pretty crazy. But as you see, the running order itself was crazy, with Nikita Rizkov, 5th place, being 1 lap down. So only 4 cars finished on the lead lap. 4 cars were able to make it to the end on fuel. And we look through the field all the way to the bottom 42. You see Blaine Keys, Jose Viquez, Zach Kamoski, and Ryan Dunn. All the races ruined by a pit road collision. And we do hope the 1 car is okay, although we did see them get out of the car, so they should be alright. Here are the point standings. Durrell, Barker, the gap has grown, and Aaron Lukes has actually gained on them, and he is now in 3rd. Now you see the cut lines. Zach Cars, Matthew Brown, those 2 cars are in. Cesar Chavez and Daniel Voiles, both with problems, are now out. Anyways, that's all for now. The Pennzoil Pro Series is signing off here from Dover, but we'll see you again next week at Pocono. Stay tuned for more action of the Pennzoil Pro Series season.